And let me just say, I might even clip this and put it at the beginning. Everything we discuss about other people on this podcast is all allegedly. It's just things swirling around the interweb that we find. Nothing is true or confirmed. We are not slandering anyone.
You're listening to the Straight Crooked Podcast. Hello.
Lovely. Hello. I just
How
want
are
to
you
start.
this lovely morning?
Well, right now I'm okay. Was I okay a couple days ago? No. And I need to tell you why.
Why?
Because it's like, in hindsight, it's quite embarrassing. But basically, it's no secret here that I'm terrified of intruders, of noises. I'm just scared. I've texted you countless times being like, hey, I heard something like in my wall, like, so, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not, okay, I need to clarify for people that don't know me. It's not in like a paranoid schizophrenic way. Like I'm actually hearing these things. It's an old raggedy house, like things happen. But I feel like in the back of my mind, even when I'm scared of all those things, like I know it's either an animal or like an old house, like it's not a big enough noise for me to actually think there's a real threat.
Mhm.
Although animals are scary too. I don't want like a squirrel popping out in my room. However, things just took a turn for the worst on Wednesday. Basically, my grandma came and stayed the night here. We hung out all day Tuesday and some of Wednesday. She decided to leave. I had a lot of orders to do, so I was ready for a little bit of alone time. I put
Mhm.
some music on. I got out my like candle making stuff. I was making a candle in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden, I hear this crash by the kitchen window. Now, the kitchen window looks into the backyard.
Right.
This crash is so loud. It's literally right by the window, which we keep the blinds open right there. My God, like it's scary even thinking about it. I normally, when I hear a sound, I'll pause and I'll listen, I'll freeze. Sometimes I'll go like look out the window, whatever. The abruptness, and like my grandma had been gone maybe 15 minutes. The abruptness of this sound, I was fleeing. I literally was trying to run so fast out of the kitchen, my socks wouldn't grip the floor. But my first thought is because the house is so old, like even the outside walls are thin. Like if someone's outside speaking, I can hear them. So I know people could hear inside.
Mhm.
So I immediately run to my phone, which is in my room, turn the music off. Oh my God, I've never been so scared in my life. So I run to the front, look out the front window, make sure there's no like cars, like no one has pulled up. Okay, fine. There's nothing. Run to my mom's room, which is the furthest point away from the kitchen. I'm just trying to get away from it. Go into the corner, I call my grandma. Oh my God, how far have you gone? Like, I heard something. Can you please come back? Her car is going through it. She left because she needed to get home to take it to get looked at because it was making a god-awful noise. She said very lovingly, unless I saw a person, she cannot turn that car around and come back because she needs to keep going. She needs to make it home. She's like, just call your mom. It's gonna be okay. It's fine. So I call my mom, who's at work. She, rightfully so, could not care less. She's busy at work. She's like, it's fine. Like, you need to go look out the window. And I'm like, I can't do that. She's like, well, I can't stand in the corner right now and talk to you. I have to go work. So I'm like, okay, you know what? This hurts my feelings. She hangs up. Immediately when she hangs up, I'm sobbing. I'm in full, like, I haven't cried like this in probably years. Sobbing so hard, I've got snot running down both of my nostrils. It was horrible. But something in me was just telling me I wasn't safe. I was so scared. In the middle of sobbing, my aunt calls me. I guess my grandma had called her. So I answer and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm crying." Like, full on freaking out. She talks me down and, explains, hey, there's this big, nice neighborhood across the street from you. No offense, but if someone's going to rob somebody, they're going to go there first, not to this little house down in the hole. And I'm like, good point, but also like what if I have ops that I don't know about and they're here to get me? Like,
Oh my God.
so she finally convinces me that I need to look out the window. This was probably like 10, 15 minutes after everything happened. So I reluctantly go to my room, which looks over, like, this is the kitchen window looking this way. My window can look this way. So I
Hmm.
jump up on my couch and I look out. There's nothing. Mind you, this whole time, all I'm picturing is me looking out the window and someone looking at me. Because once that eye contact is made, it's over. They're either running or they're coming in to get me. I don't want to take the chance. I can't do it. But I looked and there was nothing. So I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's no big deal. There's nothing out there. And then I have to turn off the turtle filter because the
Hmm.
water, it's like a waterfall. And I'm like, this is too loud. I can't hear what's going on. Like, it was drown, it was deafening. So I turn it off and it's silent. So naturally, I'm not working on my orders. I'm not relaxing. I'm literally walking around the house, checking every window. And I'm like a guard, like a prison guard, just circling the house. Every time I hear the slightest little noise, I'm scared. Like, I just kept randomly breaking out into the most hysterical sobs because this feeling of dread all over me.
I think you might need some help, dude.
I know. Well, it was, if you, no, normally I would say yes if I had this reaction over the normal noises, but if you would have heard this crash, like right by the window,
I
it was
bet a bird
terrifying.
probably flew into the window.
No, because I was literally right there. There was nothing within the sight of the window. So after a while, I'm like, it's gonna be hours before anyone gets home. Like, grandma wouldn't come back and save me. Like, I don't know what to do. So I decide I'm gonna go to my car and like drive somewhere and like sit, like probably like the Walmart parking lot, whatever, and sit until my mom gets off work. But first of all, it took everything in me to work up the nerve to walk outside because I'm just picturing I open the door and then of course I've got to lock my front, like my door.
Hmm.
And while I'm doing that, someone can just run up on me and then I have to make it to my car, which is not right by the door, like just all these worst case scenarios. But I finally like work up the courage to go to my car and I do that. And immediately when I'm in my car, I've never felt more safe. I can see on all sides of me. I know no one's getting in here. So instead of going anywhere, I decide to back my car up to the end of the driveway. So I'm facing the house and I just sit there. And I realize all of these things make me sound like a crazy person, but I turned my heat on, sat there, and I just watched my house to make sure no one was gonna, walk around the corner.
For how long?
2.5 hours. I know what you're thinking. You're insane. I get that. I was
I'm
scared.
not saying you're insane. I think you have a phobia that needs to be worked on here.
I have a horrible phobia, and like nightmares that I have don't help, of course. Like at any given moment, I'm terrified of people, period. And then of course I have that like moment of like, oh my God, well, like what if it's like a ghost? Like I'm fine with that. I'm fine, but I don't like thinking, like not being able to establish that it's a ghost. So I'm scared that it's a real person, you know? Anyway, my mom gets home and it's fine. Like no one has come around the corner, so I know that no one's there at that point, but I couldn't bring myself to go back inside until she got there. And we went around the side of the house to investigate and there are these tracks and it's really messy because it's wet outside. They're bigger than a deer, but they're not human tracks. Some giant animal knocked over multiple things. They knocked over this big sign that we had like balancing on a bike. So it
Hmm.
flipped over and smashed into the house. That's what I heard. But the tracks were not just there. They like went around to the like front of that little area. Don't know what these tracks are. And it was hard to make them out because of the rain. It was like the track was there, but also the dirt around it was like shoved up. Like I don't know, like a wild hog. I don't know what this was,
Oh,
but something big was out, some big animal, and I know for sure it wasn't a person.
I feel like that's almost scarier.
Really? Well, I mean, an animal's not gonna look at me through the window and then be like, and come in and get me.
You.
You, I see you. But yeah, like I'm already on edge enough when I'm home alone, but like I said, I can usually tell, like, okay, that's probably an animal, this and that. Like, you don't actually, there's no real threat. It's just a scary noise. That was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. And now I'm like low-key a little paranoid about being home alone. It's gonna take me a minute to chill out from that.
I think you would freak out living in my neighborhood with as many people that knock on my door.
Oh my God, I would hate that so
Last
much.
night it was 8:30. 8:30 at night. And I'm working and I hear a soft like knock.
Mm-mm.
My doorbell doesn't ring, and I almost didn't think it was a knock, you know?
Yeah.
So I go to my door and I open it, and it's the fucking Vivint security guy. And
Is
he's
it the
trying to
same
flirt
guy?
with me to get me to, no, it wasn't the solar panel guy.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to flirt, and he was like, "Do you mind if I come in?" And I was like, "No, I'm working right now. I can't do this."
That's weird. That's
And
like, oh,
so anyway, I'm gonna write a post because he said that he was coming back today. And I'm just like, no, like you really don't
mm-mm.
need to do that. I'm gonna put no soliciting on my door. I know it looks janky. I do not care.
It doesn't matter.
I do not care. I am so tired of people coming to my house.
As a woman, I would be
Yeah.
terrified of even him asking that. Like, whatever, security, he's trying to, like,
The
allegedly.
thing is though is that I could totally take him. He was probably like 21 and scrawny, but it's just the fact of the matter.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Even
absolutely.
the one, so I didn't realize it was solar panel, but when that guy came and I answered the door for you,
Hmm.
I was just like, please, like, he was so persistent. He was like, oh, like, I guess you're working right now. And I'm like, yeah, the homeowner is working. Okay, well, do you know if they work weekends? When's the best time to come back and talk to them? Like, this and that. I'm like, bro, never. Like, just don't. Ugh.
And it's
Yeah.
always men.
Yeah, which
Always
I
men.
also hate that as well. But, I couldn't, especially living alone, but even if I lived with someone, I couldn't handle that because I hate when people come to the door, period. Like, just, I honestly, if I were like a man like 50 years ago, I would be the one that like sits on the front porch with a shotgun ready to shoot anyone that even steps in the driveway. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, so the adrenaline rush coming down from that was insane. I slept so hard after that because I was just like,
Oh, I bet you did.
and I've never like as I'm sitting in my car staring at my house, I'm like, you're a crazy person. Like this is not normal. People don't do this. But I knew I could not bring myself to go back in there alone, so I didn't.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that was my midweek adventure. How fun.
Sounds fun.
Um, before that adventure happened though, I realized something about myself and one time you mentioned on the podcast, I don't remember what brought it up, but you mentioned how you like don't ever really see my feet. Like
Yeah.
and I believe what I came up with, because I believed this to be true at the time, was that it was because I got Crocs and I like the way the socks feel in the Crocs. So I'm like, well, I'm always in socks because I'm always wearing the Crocs are easy to slip on. I realized something recently.
Hmm.
It's not because of the Crocs. It actually translates to my alleged OCD that I was allegedly diagnosed with. I have contamination issues with my feet in regards to my bed. Now, I'm not afraid to go barefoot, and I'm not afraid even outside
Hmm.
if I know that the day is going to end
With a
and
shower.
a shower is the last thing I'm going to do. But like, let's say I showered in the beginning of the day, or like I didn't leave the house all day, so I'm going to skip a shower today. I cannot let my feet touch the ground and crawl into my bed afterwards because all I'm thinking of is everything on my feet is at the bottom of my blanket now on the
Yeah.
inside.
I have definitely washed my feet before bed.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
definitely have done that.
And I just didn't realize it was kind of linked to that because I used to just like walk around the house barefoot all the time and stuff, and now I can't. So because of that, I have a lot of slippers in my closet that I don't wear. I've never worn slippers. I just put socks on.
Hmm.
And I'm like, hey, these are like nice slippers and they're going to waste. Like I got a pair of like Clarks in there. The other ones
Yeah,
are like Grinch and cute stuff, but I decided, hey, I'm gonna be a slipper girly. Why not? Like it's so cozy.
I'm a slipper girly.
I love that for you because I cannot do it. You want to know why?
Why?
Because my feet sweat so badly.
Mine do too. I go through slippers like a crazy person.
Really? Okay, that
Hmm.
makes me feel better because I was very concerned with how wet my feet were after not even a full day of being in the slippers.
Speaking of slippers, I have been trying to resist the urge to buy platform Uggs
Why?
because, well, for one, those are $160. There is no way
Those
I'm
like
paying $160 for Uggs.
the ones that are kind of they don't go up your leg, they're like shorter.
Right.
Why are they so much?
I don't know, but I found a dupe on Amazon for 70.
Oh, that's a lot. Still.
It's still a lot. Exactly. So I'm trying to talk myself out of it, but I'm like, I need new slippers.
Oh my God. No, I mean, I don't want to be the devil on your shoulder, but I think that's a cute
Afterpay.
look. Oh, okay. Yeah, Afterpay. Why not? I think you should do it. I think they're cute.
Mm.
But again, I especially if there's fur inside, it's just not for me. I can't.
You have to wear socks and slippers, honestly.
I was wearing my socks with my slippers.
Oh yeah.
My feet were sweating through the socks, and I'm like, well, I don't want like my feet are clean, but sweat eventually smells. I don't want to keep sweating in these nice
Then they
slippers.
smell like Fritos. Have you ever noticed
Ew.
that?
No.
Sweaty shoes smell like Fritos. It's disgusting.
So do you not like Fritos?
I do. I'm able to separate the two.
Okay, good, 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 good. No, I've never, I'll have to, pay attention next time. Hopefully, I mean, it doesn't happen with these slippers because I don't think I'll be wearing them, but oh my God, not the Frito feet. Free toes.
You need to free them toes.
Please let the toes breathe. Let the dogs breathe. So I think my goal for the summer, because I'm not doing it in the winter, I'm a cold person. My summer goal is to show off my dogs more.
You really need to wear sandals and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Because I love my tattoo on my foot so much.
Show it off.
Gotta show it off.
Yep. But you have to buy shoes because you don't have any sandals, do you?
I have a lot, yeah, I have a lot of sandals.
Oh, do you?
Because
Oh,
before all my issues with germs got so bad, I was a sandal girly.
mm,
Yeah,
gotta get back to that.
I don't gotta whip them out. They're behind my door right now. I'll get them. See you in the summer. My toes will see you too. Anyway, that's a threat, by the way. That is a threat, in fact. Um, okay, what was it? Oh my God, something I saw on the internet and I need your opinion on it immediately. The girlies are doing vanilla ice cream with olive oil poured on top of it and salt. Now, I
Why?
I don't know what olive oil tastes like, admittedly, or does it even have a taste?
It does.
I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know, but apparently it's like the best thing they've ever tasted. Like everyone on the internet is freaking out about it. I can't imagine pouring oil into ice cream. Salt, I understand.
Yeah.
Some people are saying it tastes like caramel, caramel. And I'm just like,
I don't
well,
know about that.
if that's the case, why are we not just pouring caramel into the ice cream? Why are we doing the olive oil and salt?
That's like what you dip bread in, not ice cream.
Right. It just, oh, I don't know. I'm willing to try it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. I know I'm not gonna like it.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Sickening. Hate it.
I don't know. You might see me kill a cat. I swear to
What's
God.
happening?
I got pizza.
Like delivered?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there the pizza box was on the counter and I was working and
With the
I hear
pizza in
this
it.
crash. Yeah. and I hear this crash, and the pizza came out of the box onto the floor because of this stupid fucking cat.
Did you even get any before that happened?
I did. It was actually leftover pizza,
Okay.
but still.
Still, that could have been so much worse if you hadn't gotten any.
It's not even funny. I was like, don't even come near me. Get away from me. I don't want to see you.
Not you beefing with the cat. I
I am
mean,
so beefing with him.
I would be too after that. Don't mess with my food, bro.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because I was doing dishes and like I had a half-eaten slice of pizza on top of the box. This was earlier before he knocked the box over. And I was doing dishes and I see the cheese from the pizza by the sink. So he had taken the cheese off of my pizza and
Uh-uh.
walked around with it.
Oh my God.
I know.
I couldn't deal with that. I really could not. I've got some story. I'm taking on your role today with some interesting I mean, one's true crime, the other one's just alleged crime, but
Oh yeah?
yeah, I couldn't help myself because I'm on TikTok all the time and I saw so many stories that were interesting lately. So I'm gonna like read off the TikTok username because again, I don't research. I watch the TikTok video and like type up notes of everything that they're saying. So I want to give them credit. So this first thing I'm going to tell you about is from Julie Louise 1975 on TikTok. January 7th in Kansas City, three men froze to death in the backyard of their friend's house. Have you heard anything about this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
This year?
yeah, this year. I'm gonna be kind of looking to the side to read my notes so I don't get anything wrong. 38-year-old Ricky Johnson, 36-year-old Clayton McGinney, and 37-year-old David Harrison were at their friend's house. Their friend rented this house. His name is Jordan Willis. They were high school friends and they got together to watch the Chiefs game, again, January 7th. But none of them made it home that night, and family members of the men were trying to locate them for days. Didn't hear back from them, didn't really know what to do. So finally, on January 9th, one of the men's fiancés actually went over to the house that they had been at, and the first thing she saw was all of their vehicles were still in the driveway. First giant red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she goes to bang on the door, no one's answering the door, and eventually she reportedly breaks a window and goes inside the house and she's yelling out for someone and no one's answering her. She eventually stumbles upon a body on the back porch. Frozen, obviously it's like snowy
Mm-hmm.
and cold there. She immediately calls the police upon finding this body, and when they arrive, they start banging on the door. At that point, Jordan Willis, the renter of the house, gets up and answers the door. Why didn't he respond to the fiance breaking into his
Breaking a
house?
window?
Right. And
Yeah.
and coming into your house and like calling out for someone. Suspicious. He let them in voluntarily and they ended up finding two more bodies in the backyard. And what's weird to me is that the police, as of the update that I received on TikTok, they're saying it's 100% not a homicide investigation. There's no foul play in or around the home to indicate that, and they're proceeding as a regular death investigation. I don't understand that.
No way.
Not with
No way.
someone in the house. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
And the thing is, though, is that I just don't understand why they nobody contacted this guy before
right.
and be like, oh, maybe let me check my house. There are
Right.
three vehicles here and three
Exactly.
dead bodies in the back. No way.
So, Um, as of right now, we're still waiting on autopsy and toxicology results. But Jordan Willis's lawyer has come forward with a few statements, and they're changing every time we hear from him.
Hmm.
The first claim is that Jordan had absolutely nothing to do with the death of his friends. He's extremely upset about it. Um, so the lawyer's first story is that Jordan went to bed before his friends had left, so he didn't know when they left, what shape they were in when they left, or
And he slept
anything.
for 3 days.
That's what they're saying. The next time we hear from the lawyer, he says that the three men, he actually walked his friends out when they were
Mm.
leaving, and then he proceeded to go to sleep after they left, claiming that he sleeps with earbuds in and a loud fan on, and that when he went to sleep that night, he didn't wake up until Tuesday when the police were knocking on the door. That was a Sunday. He also claims he didn't get any calls or messages in that time or notice the vehicles in his driveway, I guess because he was sleeping. Um, and he didn't know his friends had died outside. 2 weeks later, the lawyer is now saying there was a fifth person there, a fifth friend. He's unnamed as of right now,
Sure.
right? But this alleged friend that was there has been interviewed and claims that he was there. He left around midnight. And when he left, the other four men were watching Jeopardy together and they were all perfectly fine. He went home and he never heard from them again. And his lawyer, the unnamed man, claims that the relatives of the other men contacted him with concerns and he tried to reach out to Jordan, who did not respond to him. Jordan's lawyer is denying that this guy ever reached out to him. None of that makes sense. How is it not being investigated? I mean, at this point, maybe it's gonna, I mean, hopefully it turns out to be investigated, but you don't.
Well, hopefully the autopsy and the tox screening will shed some light on that.
Very true. Because I did hear like a theory. I believe it was one of the men's fathers
Hmm.
thought maybe Jordan had drugged them and, put them outside or whatever, but it's hard for me to
Yeah.
understand what could have happened because these are grown men. They have vehicles, they have phones. There's not any like apparent cause of death like a, gunshot or like a bash to the head. So like they had to have been drugged and laid out there because if they were just put outside and locked out, they could have gone to the neighbor or like gotten in their car if they had their keys. Like I'm not
Yeah,
understanding
one
that.
person would be suspicious. Three is highly suspicious.
Right. Yes. So I don't know. That's all we have on that one so far, but I thought that was absolutely insane.
That is.
Yeah.
Hmm. You'll have to keep us updated on that one.
Yeah. I'll keep searching for updates. The
Okay.
next story that I'm seeing on the interweb, first of all, have you seen the Facebook groups called like Are We Dating the Same Guy?
Yes.
Yeah, and they for those of you that don't know, they're all over in their city-based or like region-based, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can chat with other girls, maybe get experiences of what they went through with a certain guy, make sure you're not dating the same guy or like he's not secretly married, whatever. I love the idea of it. I think it's how do you feel about it?
Um, I mean, yeah, it's putting a lot of people on blast though.
It
I mean,
is.
like what if they didn't do anything
And
and
it's
their
just like a
picture's
hurt
just there?
lover. Yeah. That I mean, that crossed my mind as well, but I would like to think that it's helped more people than it's hurt.
Are you in any of those groups?
I joined the one near, I guess the Atlanta one closest to me, just out of pure curiosity. I've never posted on it or like seen anyone I know, but
Yeah.
I'm here for the drama, honestly. Um, but a man named Nico D. Ambrosio, don't know if I'm saying that right, don't really
Yeah.
care. Um, he's from Chicago. He's filing a lawsuit against 27 women alleging that posts made about him in this Facebook group constituted defamation, um, violated his anti-doxing laws and his right to privacy. Suing
Mm.
these women. He's asking for a trial by jury and damages exceeding $75,000 for emotional distress, humiliation, and reputational damages. He's also seeking to forbid future posts being made about him. So,
Did he date 27 women?
right? It's gonna have a twist at the end because at first I'm like, okay, like, I mean, if he is like a serial whatever, we need to know. these women are just sharing. But then, like, what if he just like hurt one woman and then like all her friends are backing her up, like, this man.
Hmm.
I think he's bad. So some women claim he is clingy, he's a ghoster, a repeat offender. He would get blocked on his regular number and contact these women from another number. He would call them names because they didn't want to stay the night with him. Pretty much all the basic stuff that people go on there and complain about. And that's fine. Like, defend your name until the day you die. That's fine. You have a right to do that. Until I found out that he himself is facing tax fraud charges currently.
Allegedly. I
Allegedly.
mean,
Allegedly. All of this is alleged. Please don't. I do not need him to come for me too. This is all alleged. Um, he's been accused of filing at least two false tax returns, both of which he claims to have spent an excessive amount on expenses and in charity. But he's earning a salary, allegedly, well below the poverty line. So where are these expenses and these charity donations happening? We don't know. Allegedly, he tried this in 2020, claiming to have spent $158,528 in expenses and $29,000 to charity. That year, he only claimed $4,000 in taxable income.
bruh.
So how is that happening? And then the following year, he allegedly made similar lies about his income versus what he's spending on expenses and charity. So, yes, he could be upset about his reputation and his name and all of this stuff, but the fact that he is like suing for damages, emotional distress and stuff, isn't that suspicious that it's happening the same time he's going through alleged tax fraud
He needs that
charges?
he needs that money for his lawyers.
Yeah. Interesting timing on his part.
Yeah.
Like, and why did it take 27 women for him to reach his breaking point and not like the first three, you know?
Yeah. It's like I just want to rack him up.
So
Um,
ultimately, oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna give you my thoughts on all
Please
of it.
do.
Well, did you have something else that you wanted to add?
I was just gonna say, I was actually gonna ask your thoughts and say, ultimately, what do we think of these groups? Do they need to stay around? Are they helpful? Or are they
Um,
hurtful?
I am kind of siding with hurtful.
Yeah,
Um, just because obviously it's not okay for people to do that, but if somebody's going to cheat on you, they're going to cheat on you. That's just
yeah,
what's going to happen. And I think people are paranoid and trying to like self-fulfill prophecies of they are cheating on me
right.
if there's nothing going on. And I just feel like it would have to be hurtful for the relationship, especially if there isn't anything going on.
Yeah, if you feel the need to post your man in this group, I feel like that should immediately tell you, don't be in this relationship, don't deal with this person.
Yeah.
On the side of like when it helps women find out, oh, this man is actually married and has a whole entire other family, I get that. But as far as like, I met up with this guy, he put pressure on me to hook up with him really fast and I didn't like it, stay away from him. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
Because then you have a safety issue too. Like if you're talking about like, oh, they pressured me to hook up or whatever, like that's scary.
right.
And I think people should be warned. But at the same time, I feel like there would be a lot of legal stuff to come out of that because
Yeah,
it's, you know, you can't really talk about somebody like that
right.
without proof of something happening.
It's messy, which is why I joined so I can read all the mess. But it's honestly, and it might just be the like Atlanta area group that I'm in. It's not that interesting. Like I'll see a post and I'll look at the comments, and it's almost never other women being like, "Yeah, girl, I'm involved with him," blah blah blah. It's
Yeah.
always the poster, whoever's posting his picture or whatever, being like, literally, this is a laundry list of everything he's ever done wrong to me. And I'm like,
People are trying to find validation in their
yeah,
relationships, I think.
yep,
So yeah, I don't think I'll be joining that, but
no.
for the tea, maybe, I guess. But
Like I said,
like you
it's
said, chances are you're not going to find somebody who's like, yes,
right.
I'm dating this guy
It's not
actively.
that interesting. And if anyone out there is listening and you're a part of a group in another city, state, and it's popping off all the time, let me know. I want to join and figure out what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. We need to find that post. Did you actually read the post of
No.
Nico?
Mm-mm. I did not.
Because I bet the 27 women are just commenting on it.
Probably. Instead of,
And that's messed up.
yeah. Are you saying in the sense of like one person made a post and then all the other women are just adding on to it?
Right. Or like just
Okay.
commenting on it and being like, what an asshole, or like something like
Right.
that. Could be like, that's
Oh my
defamation.
God. Oh my God. That would be so much funnier because the way it's seeming like from the article I read is that on 27 different occasions, 27 different women shared their story with him. It'd be so much funnier if he's just
Well, then
upset over
he's just
like,
a douchebag of 27 different people.
right.
Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like when it gets to that point, come on. Like, why are you even trying to defend your name, especially in a court of law? Like he honestly, allegedly, never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. I don't want him to come after me. I'll just say it to you. I might cut it out. I think he's just mad that he's screwed over so many women in this area that he doesn't have any more victims because they all have shared their
They know.
stories.
Everybody knows to be on the lookout.
No one will date him now, so he's suing.
Hey, I mean, yeah, wouldn't that be devastating for you?
Yes. But like maybe just be a good person.
Yeah, yeah, they should be.
Crazy.
Mm.
Speaking of crazy, the last story I have for you today. My God, my mind is blown. You might even know about this. I don't know. All of this info is coming from TikTok user Maddie Ice Rants. Today we're going to talk about Donald Trump. I
Oh boy.
don't love it. That's not a topic I normally choose, but this has me going crazy. So,
Enlighten me.
in 1888, Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a book called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Okay, so in this story, 10-year-old Baron Trump has a mentor. Guess what the mentor's name is?
Donald.
Don. Don the mentor, who is a rich man who lives on Fifth Street. Oh, Fifth Avenue. Sorry, I'm not a New Yorker. He lives on Fifth Avenue in New York City. Baron and Don travel to Russia to find a portal to this magical underground world. Fine, that's fine. Not too crazy, right? Mind you, Donald Trump's son's name is Baron, in
Right.
case anyone didn't catch on to that. Um, the third book in this series of books is called 1900 or The Last President. That's weird enough, right? In this book, Don, the mentor, runs for president, gets elected, and his mentor's name is Pence.
No way.
There are protests, there's riots in the streets. He fixes the economy and messes with the election of 1900, and he goes to plead his case. He's silenced by the Speaker of the House. So, that is the book. In real life, the author Ingersoll Lockwood lived in New York, oh my God, New York City. At the same time, Nikola Tesla. Also want to say Telsa for some reason. Um, so they lived in New York City at the same time, and he was working on time travel and teleportation. When Tesla died in 1943, the FBI gave all of his unfinished research to John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle. He's the longest tenured professor at MIT. He was given 38 chunks of information. He later gave back 35 chunks, stating that it was just all theoretical, all the research in there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 missing. Okay. Um, this is where it gets kind of messy. So just bear with me. IngersollLockwood.com is owned by John McAfee, who tweeted that he had 31 terabytes of information on the government that was connected to a dead man switch in his Miami penthouse.
You know who John McAfee is, right?
No,
Oh, no, you don't?
no.
Oh my God.
Who is he?
McAfee Security. The Yeah, and have you ever seen the documentary Gringo?
No.
John McAfee is crazy, dude.
Like Loco?
Yeah. No, you need to
Oh,
watch it.
okay. I will do that. Oh my
Oh,
God. So
if it's that John McAfee, but I would imagine so if he's
I'm,
saying that he has so many terabytes of information and
yeah.
everything like that.
Stop. Okay, that might add like a layer once I watch that. Um, so
Crazy.
he claims he has a dead man switch in his Miami penthouse, I guess connected to this 31 terabytes of information. Then less than 12 hours after he was found dead, a building in Miami mysteriously fell down. Was that his dead man switch that like destroyed all the information that he had on the
Hmm.
government? But to loop it back around to time
Yeah.
travel,
Sorry.
no, no, no. I'm so glad I know about that now because now I'm gonna have to deep dive. I didn't even realize who that was. I was just like, okay, here, like I've now that you say it, duh, like the freaking programs on the computers that protect you from viruses makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, so here's where it gets conspiracy theorist. Is that a word? Shut up. I don't know. Um, so this says that John Trump, Donald's uncle, died in 1985, which is the same year Back to the Future came out. In Back to the Future 3, the doc writes a letter from 1885 to 1955 to let Marty know where he is in time. So that poses the question, could these books, this Ingersoll Lockwood book series, be a message to somebody from 1885 to the future? Because the book was released in 1888.
Yeah.
Time travel is real, allegedly.
Hey.
I mean, okay, do you I've been seeing a lot of like stories of coincidences on TikTok as well. Do you believe in coincidences or is nothing a coincidence?
I think things can be coincidences.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like to believe that there's no such thing. Do I believe that to be true? Not necessarily, but I want it to be true. But yeah, I want coincidences to not be a thing because I like the idea that everything is somehow oddly connected and happens. But
Yeah.
this one is a little too weird, right down to the names, the location, the presidency. He's a rich
Yeah.
man. People are mad that he's president because he's not a politician. Like, it's a little bizarre, a
It is bizarre.
little bit
And
weird.
related but unrelated, have you seen that terrible picture of him that he's so pissed off about?
Oh my God, where it looks like he's two kids in a trench coat.
No,
Oh,
that's hilarious though.
which one are you talking about?
It just came out. I don't even know if I can find it right now. Oh no.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Why does he look like that? What's happening?
I don't know. Looks dead.
There is no way. How is that even real? Honestly, that is nightmare fuel right there. I was gonna ask like, what's this picture? Why is he mad about it? I can see why. I can absolutely see why. That's so scary. No, I'll have to find the one that I saw. It was just like it was him in like this long coat, but it literally looked like when two kids like try to sneak into the movie on each other's shoulders.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like in the picture. Like,
that's hilarious. I love that.
oh man. So yeah. Time travel, do you believe in it?
Sure.
Yeah?
Have we achieved it yet? I don't know.
Good point. Good point. That's I say this literally about everything, but it's just another one of those things that just gets me because I will never know the truth.
Yeah.
We could know people that are time travelers. We could have met one before. And I don't like that we don't know. It upsets me quite a bit. Okay. So that has been this.
That has been this.
That's all I
And
got
this it
for
has
you this
been.
week, people.
Yeah.
What are we doing next week that you want to share with the class?
Ooh.
Should we share?
Yeah.
Okay.
On Tuesday, we're going to Murdaugh's evidentiary hearing. Back to Columbia it is.
Whoop whoop. Not back to
Woo!
Zestos.
Not back to Zestos. This is horrible food.
If anyone has been to Columbia, is familiar with the area, I feel like we need a good a good after court restaurant to have
I
a
agree.
meal.
I agree.
We have a couple days to look it up,
Figure it out.
figure it out. Yeah. Song of the week this week. Now, first of all, let me start by saying every person I've seen on TikTok, because I searched these people specifically on TikTok to see what I can find. Everyone says the name a different way than I would say it because of how it's said in the song. So my song of the week this week, I don't know why I'm being like so cryptic with everything this episode. Let me just drag everything out as
Spit it
long as
out.
possible. It's like I haven't spoken in like 12 hours and I don't know how to deal with it. I'm just saying all the words I can find. Anyway, my song of the week this week is Down Rodeo by Rage Against the Machine. Every person on TikTok calls it Down Rodeo when he literally says, I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. It's Rodeo, it's not rodeo.
Rodeo Drive.
Right. Everyone on TikTok's like, so and so told me to listen to Down Rodeo by Rage Against the Machine, so here I go. And I'm like, anyway,
That's
so
funny.
that's my song of the week this week.
Okay, gotcha. I guess my PSA is going to be don't post things about other people if you can't back it up
Absolutely.
because you'll get sued.
Absolutely.
Should we start fact checking?
I mean, even like I read articles about the Nico dude or whatever his name is. It's all
Okay.
still alleged, you know?
People are going to start asking us to cite our sources and shit.
Ugh. And I'm gonna say no.
What
We're
is this,
not
college?
right. I was about to say we're not in college. If you really want to know like facts and sources, look it up yourself. We're here for entertainment.
You've been listening to the Straight Crooked Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.